Hey everybody, welcome back. It has been one heck of a week. So, last update last week was that our toddler had COVID. We were pretty sure probably the rest of us were going to get it, and sure enough, within 2 days, both myself and Josh had tested positive. Braden, amazingly, he's kind of been concealing himself in his room, and anytime he comes out, he's been wearing a mask. He's been perfectly fine, continued to test negative, and he feels fine, which is awesome. So this week was filled with taking care of a sick toddler while being sick ourselves. And also trying to work from home, which wasn't too bad. All of our symptoms, based on all of the COVID stories and everything you hear, were relatively mild. But obviously there are concerns, especially from my doctor's perspectives of things, and potential for a more severe reaction or more severe disease on my part based on my cancer and all of those things. So a couple updates for you along those lines. Of course, want to remind you guys about our GoFundMe for the family to help continue to support us, especially as things progress. And we have some more trial and error with some of those oral chemo meds coming up. So we'll see what that means as far as my ability to work, or, possibly missing some work in order to make that all happen. So, all right. So on, oh gosh, I can't even remember which day. I think it was Monday. Maybe it was Sunday. I can't even remember now. But both Josh and I think it was on Sunday, we both started feeling kind of sick, kind of a scratchy throat, a bit stuffy, and we're like, it's probably happening. And sure enough, by the next morning, both of us were blowing our nose like crazy, had that scratchy throat, and just overall feeling kind of blah. Which, like I said, grand scheme of things, it was like a bad cold, which was nice. Both of us were still able to get some work done at home, so we didn't actually have to take time off of work. We are lucky enough that we have that ability to work from home. Some of our Zoom meetings were interesting, but overall, it was all right. I'm definitely been the slowest to recover. POG Dad is, he still has a couple little things lingering, but I think overall I have, like, my stuffiness is still there. I still kind of have a lingering cough, and just kind of overall still feeling a little bit bleh. But overall, I think the biggest thing is when I, touched base with my doctor come Monday morning to let them know, one, what had happened with the oral chemo meds when I tried to restart them. So, that was a fun conversation. But then also that I'd officially tested positive for COVID. They, asked a bunch of questions to make sure, how things were going and then they referred me to, like, the COVID care clinic within our health network. Which included either kind of basically getting a referral for either the antiviral medications you can take now for COVID, or monoclonal antibody treatment, which is an IV injection. It's probably something a lot of you have heard about, but may not know a lot about. And so they referred me there on Monday. I didn't get to talk to anybody on Monday. And then by Monday night, I'd started to get this cough. And like, I wasn't having any shortness of breath or anything, but I was hacking up gross stuff, and different things. So then on Tuesday, when I talked to the folks from this COVID care clinic, that was her biggest concern, was that, that even a few days into the symptoms, I was continuing to get new symptoms. So she really encouraged me to do one of the other of the treatments, either the antiviral or the monoclonal antibodies. And essentially, way oversimplification, what both of them kind of do is attach to the COVID virus, I believe, and helps prevent it from continuing to replicate, so that you don't have as high of a chance of like a severe disease where you would end up in the hospital, things like that. And you have to be able to get these treatments within I think for the antiviral, it's like the first 5 days of having symptoms, and for the monoclonal antibodies, the first 7 days. And I was luckily within like the first 2 or 3 days, so it was perfect timing. So after work on Tuesday, I was able to go in and get this injection. I opted for the monoclonal antibodies, one just for simplicity's sake, that it was just a single injection. That one time I didn't have to worry about, taking these antiviral pills for a prolonged period of time. And the antivirals also have a couple, not so nice side effects. They're not like terrible or anything, but they also interacted with some of the pain medication can interact with the pain medication that I have for my ongoing pain management, where it could make those pain meds much stronger. And I figured if I had a second option, I probably should kind of go away from that. So that's what I opted for. And now we're at Saturday. Is it Saturday today? I think it's Saturday. I can't even keep track of the days, guys. And like I said, overall, definitely getting over it, definitely on the mend. Still wanting to, I still trying to do my best and get some rest and take it easy, just to make sure that I get better. As far as the cancer goes, wow, it completely derailed all of those things. Speaking with the folks from my oncology office, they were perfectly fine with me stopping those oral meds, being that those side effects came back so quickly. So right now, essentially, we're going to wait. Again, let me get over COVID and all of that. And then this next week, they will check back in. And the next plan is yet again to do a dose reduction on the medications that we are trying, and see if my body handles that any better. Hopefully it will. If it doesn't, then again, we have tons of options, whether that be, I don't even know. There's so many different things that my oncologist could recommend, or say. It might be another type of drug, like another oral chemo med. It could be something else entirely. I don't really know. And honestly, I think that's the biggest thing that I'm struggling with right now is, it's always these unknowns, but like right now I'm essentially going on, I think, almost 2 months with no type of cancer treatment, essentially, which is really scary. And I think I mentioned it last time too. It's just like, what's going on in here? There's all of these other things going on, but I haven't had anything to help with the cancer itself. And so I'm really anxious to try and get back on something so that I know there's something fighting the good fight, I guess. But I also don't want to feel sick, and I don't want to feel gross, and I don't want to end up back in the hospital. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at, guys. I don't really have a whole lot more to share today. Over COVID for the most part, and we have a plan moving forward, hopefully sometime next week for the cancer stuff. And yeah, we're coming up. It's like the height of summer, but pretty soon school is going to be back in session, and fall's going to be here. And eventually, soon after that, we get to go to Disneyland. Yay! Looking forward to that. So, there are some good things in the future that definitely looking forward to, and we'll continue to share with you guys. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. I know there wasn't a whole lot here this time for an update, but I appreciate you anyway. So I will see you next time. Bye.